Hey guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and this is the last Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure review that I'm going to do today. It's GIANTMAN, one of the most sought-after Build-A-Figures. It is a good one, but there are definitely some problems. Some people would say that he's the best. I don't think I'm going to go that far. I'm not going to say he's the best one, but he is up there. He stands 12 inches to the mouth, plus, let's say, 1 3/4 inches to the top of the horn thingy. So, what did I say, 12? So it's 13 3/4, nearly 14 inches tall, so it's good size. He is kind of skinny. He's not too skinny, but he is just a little bit skinny. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more thickness up in the upper chest area. He's got these this articulation here, and they could have definitely just blown out the chest just a little bit. It would have added to the articulation and to the overall look of the figure. But let's talk about sculpt. Let's just talk about everything at once, but starting with the head. So the head is probably the best part of this guy. It's got great sculpting and paint. I didn't know I could get that close with the camera. Wow. Okay, so as you can see, the eyes are painted really well. He's even got like some skin wrinkles. I don't know if those are on purpose or not, but they look cool, so I'm not going to complain. Again, the eyes are painted great. I can't get over that. The skin is painted really well. It pretty much looks like a real person in the head sculpt, in the face. The little horn things are, they're soft plastic, so they can kind of get warped, but you can fix those with some hot water. He's got the little pads, I guess. I don't know what those are technically, but those are on there. They're sculpted on, painted nicely. Really no complaints. The head's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to complain about the head at all. It looks great. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but my one photo lamp is buzzing, so if the lights go out on this one, I'll try to proceed, but if it goes out, I might have to cut it and we'll do a two-parter. So we'll see, so cross your fingers. Okay, let's talk about the torso. Torso is, oh, there goes the light, like I said. I think we can keep going though. Okay, so the torso is good. It is a little bit narrow in my opinion. The chest could be a little bit broader. The articulation is nice. I like that. It doesn't go forward so much as it goes backward though. It could have gone forward a lot more, I think. But I'm not going to fault it for that because it's an extra piece of articulation in the first place. He's got the standard ball joint shoulders, which don't stick out too bulbousy, so those are good. Bicep swivel there. Double jointed elbow. He's got the peg covers on there, so those are nice. He's got a wrist swivel, wrist pivot, and individually articulated fingers. This is basically a big version of the bullseye or Moon Knight hand, so there's lots of stitching on the gloves. Really nice looking. Lots of paint detail and sculpting detail, so no complaints there. I think the bicep and the arm itself could just be a little bit thicker. It's not sculpted so that he's scrawny, but it's not. He's kind of thin still. He's pretty trim for being GIANTMAN. He does have the ab crunch, which gives him a good range of motion. Goes down pretty far, and with the head going all the way down, he can look straight down, so that's cool. The sculpt work on his back muscles is pretty good. I'm not sure if that big butt crack in the muscles there is too accurate, because he's not that big everywhere else, but all of a sudden his back muscles are huge. So whatever. Like I said, this part goes back more than it goes forward, but it doesn't look bad, so that's okay. The stripes, they line up okay. It's not the best paint job, but it'll do. It's relatively solid paint work. I'm not going to complain too much about that. It's okay. Now the belt part is above the waist twist, and that makes his torso region look really stumpy. I think the belt should have been lower, or they should have added more, because really the groin area isn't too short. It's the right thickness overall. Now I know that comes out funny. How can I'm not going to bother. So the groin area is kind of short. It could have been taller, and they just needed to. Let me start over. The groin area is fine. As strange as that sounds, the groin area is fine. It's this region that's too short, and it definitely needs a little bit more height, because his legs are really long, but then his torso is kind of short. So the proportions are off just a bit, I think. And I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I keep saying the wrong thing, and it just sounds wrong no matter what I say. So let's move on. The hips, standard Marvel Legends hips. They're ratcheted, so that works really well. They do go out to the side, you know, it's a standard joint. It's really tight though, so I'm not going to mess with it, but it'll go a little bit if we can. It's not going. But it does have the standard T-joint hip, so that's good. Thigh swivel. The hips do tend to get loose this way between the ratchets, so you have to be careful with that. Sculpt work on the legs is okay, if not a little bit skinny again. To me, GIANTMAN's not supposed to be just a bean pole. He's not supposed to go straight up. He should get kind of muscular too. And this guy's built more like a runner than a superhero, but that's okay. The pegs are covered and the paintwork's good. The sculpt work isn't bad, like I said, it's just a little bit skinny. He's got a shin swivel, an ankle pivot, ankle rocker, and a toe joint. These are basically the same boots as Moon Knight, or from the ankle down, as Moon Knight and Bullseye from the regular Legends figures, just bigger. So the articulation department, he's just fine. Overall, he's a solid figure. I don't really have any real complaints, just those couple little gripes. And once you get him in a nice pose, you can kind of just overlook the couple things that I did point out. The ankle rockers don't have a huge range of motion, so it kind of takes away from the posability just a little bit. And I think it would have been nice to give him a fist hand, since he doesn't really have a fist. All he has is the open hands, and it kind of hurts, again, the posability. But overall, it's not bad. It looks pretty good. Just give you a quick look over. It's kind of a weak pose. But don't blame me, blame the figure. The ankle rockers aren't that good. Anyway, so he's not bad. He's just not as good as everybody makes him out to be. He is kind of hard to find since he's a Walmart exclusive Build-A-Figure, and he is popular. You're probably not going to get one for less than 70 bucks unless you're really lucky. Otherwise, I do recommend it. And one last look at the head sculpt, because it's so nice. We'll close on that. Great looking figure overall. Just a couple problems. And I do recommend you get it. I'm just not going to say it's a must-have unless you're completing a collection or an Avengers team or something like that. If you're just buying what you like, you may not care for this guy as much just due to those problems and the short torso and long legs. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. That does it for my Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure reviews for the day. Next week I'll probably have the new Legends reviewed. Keep an eye out for those. I have 5 or 6 customs coming out soon, so keep an eye out for those as well. And in the meantime, keep collecting.